Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Good morning, everyone. Maraming salamat sa napakaganda at napakahabang introduction, Ma'am Malu. Pero correct ko lang po kayo dun sa quote na sinabi ninyo. Sabi niyo po kasi ang sinungaling ay kapatid ng magnanakaw. Pero minsan po, ang sinungaling ay asawa ng magnanakaw. It is my honor and privilege to be with all of you here this morning, this very special occasion wherein all of us stakeholders from different offices and agencies have come together to talk about this very important and timely topic. Of course, I have to thank first and foremost our Honorable Ombudsman, Bowie Remulla, and to everyone from the Office of the Ombudsman. Thank you for extending your invitation for me to be here this morning. Although he has already left, I'd like to greet also the Honorable Justice. Usually when I talk in public, I don't really get nervous, but when it's your former professor who is part of the audience, I start pinabahan ako ng konti, buti na lang umalis na siya. I'm not a lawyer, hindi ako nagtapos, but pumasa naman ako sa klase ni Justice Leonen. Nakados naman ako kahit paano. Pero baksak ako sa lahat ng receipt. Kaya nga habang kabaho, yun siya, parang magpa-flashback ako, malamang kung ano nasabi ko habang nandito siya. Buti na lang, umalis na po siya. Hindi na lang mong sabihin na sinabi ko po yun. But before I proceed any further, ayusin lang po ako dito. It's not notes, but when I talk, I'd like to keep a stopwatch para sigurado po kung hindi mag-overtime. Alam nyo sa topic na ito, pag itong pinag-usapan natin, kahit 6 na oras siguro tayong magkwentuhan dito, ang dami natin pwedeng sabihin, ang dami natin dapat sabihin, mas marami tayong kailangan gawin o dapat gawin. Apologize to our friends who are not that fluent or don't understand Filipino or Tagalog. Have a hard time talking in long sentences in English. Kaya okay naman po siguro, karamihan naman sa atin siguro ay komportable sa wikang Filipino. Umuo naman po lahat. Okay, tutuloy ko po. But I'd like to start off with the story that happened a few years ago. Believe it or not, this is a true story. Happened a couple of years before I entered politics. So this must have been around 2014. I was a legislative staff officer at the time, and I was talking to a counselor. Hindi ko na papangalanan, at hindi ko na po ikukwento kung saan siya galing, o hindi na magbibigay ng clue kung sino siya, matagal na naman to. I was talking to this counselor, and I'd been hearing at the time of the so-called SOP, as most of us here, or all of us here, are familiar with the term, or the automatic or institutionalized kickback. But at the time, I was hearing about, that the SOP was 20%, or depending on the type of project, depending on the kind of program, or what the official asks for. So I decided to ask, a fairly trusted person, a counselor at the time. I told him, Konsi, what do you think of this? Trying to be very respectful, very neutral way of asking. Konsi, what do you think of this SOP? Totoo ba? Ganun ba talaga? What do you think of it? And you know what he answered me? He told me, hindi ko. Talagang may SOP. Ano yan? Ganun talaga. Kasi yan din yung pinagagastos, yan din yung pinamimigay natin, pag may nagsusulisit. Actually, sabi niya, Bigo, nasa local government code yan. Nasa local government code yan. Sabi sa akin binigit ang pangalan. Automatic talaga yan, nasa batas yan, nasa local government code, na pag may project, yung 20%, binibigay talaga sa atin. Munti kang mahulog sa pangko. I was shocked. As I'm sure, hearing this story, if you don't know who I'm talking about, I'm sure you're surprised, or maybe some of you don't believe that happened, but I was surprised at that time. But maybe that person, that story might be on the extreme end of the spectrum of ignorance, I guess. May mga tao talaga tama, di ba? But anyway, hindi ganun talaga. But that's a extreme story, that doesn't mean that hindi naman siguro ganun karami yung akala na sa batas yung kickback, di ba? Or bribery for that matter. But I think that paints the picture of precisely what our problem is. Not that a lot of people think that it's legal to give kickbacks, but that it's been so normalized, and not just normalized, it's been accepted, and not just accepted, but it's already been the practices of corruption in our country, sad to say, have already been institutionalized. That even if you're, let's say you're a politician entering the job with good intentions, it's actually easier to go astray. And it's not only true for politicians, but for all of us in government. Whether you're an engineer, an auditor, a mayor, a councilor, an administrative aide, many times, not all the time, but many times, if not most of the time, it's easier to go astray rather than to do the right thing. Kung magpapakatotoo po ang bawat isa sa atin dito, I know sometimes it's very uncomfortable, we don't like talking about it, but we've seen now, see the news and everything, we have to talk about it. The first step is admitting that we have a problem. The first step is accepting that we have a problem, and only then can we really try to look for solutions. Kung magpapakatotoo po tayo lahat dito, even if it's uncomfortable, pag tinanong ko, I'll throw a question to everyone. I'm going to answer out loud, obviously, a rhetorical question lang. Government projects, do we think there are more government projects with kickbacks or without kickbacks? And if we're being honest, I think all of us know the right answer, the correct answer. Hindi ko naman nilalahat, marami akong nakakatrabaho na matino, marami akong nakakasama na maayos. Maraming tapat at lumalaban para sa katotohanan at lalaban sa korupsyon sa ating gobyerno. Pero ang totoo, kailangan aminin, kailangan tanggapin natin ang katotohanan na ito yung normal. Sa Pasig, when we said no SOP, no kickback, almost immediately, prices of government contracts and projects went down by 20 to 50%. Without any other reform. Tinanggal lang yung kickback, it went down by 20 to 50%. Same quality, but less 20 to 50%. But the problem is it solved that easily. Hindi lang yun. Kung sana pwede pronouncement lang, hindi tapos na sana ang problema natin. Marami na sana nakasolve ang problema natin. Because it's been so normalized, so deeply ingrained in our culture, and even deeply institutionalized in our government and in the way that we do things, hindi siya ganun kadaling ayusin. Hindi siya ganun kadaling inisip. Meron nga po, nag-iikot sa LGU namin, sa mga barangay and SK specifically. Makakilala naman po natin ang bisita. Pangalanan ko naman si Roblo, but of course, nandito tayo. Mas formal event naman, magpapakabait po ako dito, hindi ko maguwan. Nag-iikot po sa amin, nagpa-finance ng mga SK, ng mga barangay. Sa papel, kompleto lahat. Pag in-audit yun, kahit sinong pinakamagaling na auditor, walang makikitang mali sa papeles ko. Ang ginagawa, lapit sa SK chairperson, for example, uy, nakita ko, may, ano kayo, sabihin sa chair, parang may mali sa bidding nyo. Kung gusto nyo, sa susunod, ako na lang mag-aayos. Huwag ka mag-alala, may backer kami commissioner. Hindi kayo magkakaproblema pag sa amin yung papeles ninyo. Ang gagawin, 70%, kung 10 million budget ng SK, 7 million in cash the very next day, ibibigay sa SK chairperson. Pag lumabas yung pera, yung 3 million, yun yung tubo niya. Siyempre, hawak ng SK chairperson yung cash. Na yun, first time makahawak ng ganun kalaking pera. Pagpalagay mo na hindi corrupt yun, o hindi niya bahalak magnakaw, corrupt na kasi ginawa niya. Pero pagpalagay na natin na hindi niya balak magnakaw, gagamitin talaga sa wala nang accountability, wala nang check and balance, walang transparency. Kung kalahati mo na gamitin sa project, tapos kalahati, baka kung saan na. Di ba usapan pa yung overpriced? Di ba usapan pa yung substandard? Di ba usapan pa yung may nawala na miss account? Di ba usapan pa yun? Hindi yung nangyayari sa atin. Dami kong nakakausap yun, ang unang tanong sa akin lagi, meron ba tayong pag-asa ka? you have no choice but to be optimistic. Meron pa naman siguro pag-asa. Hindi po yung katabi ninyo kung mukhang pag-asa pa po ang bayan natin. Ba't kayo natawa? May pag-asa po tayo. But the first step, I believe, is really acknowledging the problem and trying to look for ways, big or small, that we can pitch in to help. Kung ang problema ay normalized, accepted, inculcated in our culture, kung ang problema ay institutionalized na siya, ibig sabihin lahat tayo apektado nito. It's not just the big forms of corruption, 100%. Napupunta kasi ghost projects, 100%. Hindi lang ito yung billion o trillion ang pinag-uusapan natin. But it's such a part of our culture na pag nagmamaneho nga tayo, di ba, pag pinara tayo ng traffic enforcer, anong muna natin maiisip? Alam niyo na. Sana hindi natin yung ginagawa, sana hindi tayo nag-aabot, di ba? Pero kahit hindi mo gawin, maiisip mo, kasi normal na normal siya. But get that same driver, put him in Singapore, put her in London or wherever in the US, the same driver, the same person would not dare to do it there. What's the difference? Siguro kasi doon, hindi siya katanggap-tanggap. Sa atin, katanggap-tanggap siya. Tsaka na natin pag-usapan yung weakness of our institutions, that our justice system may be a little bit slow. Tsaka na natin pag-usapan yung mga reforma na kailangan natin gawin, amendment na kailangan gawin sa batas. Doon muna tayo sa makokontrol natin ngayon. Doon na tayo muna sa pwede natin baguhin. Ngayon mismo paglabas natin ng ballroom na ito. Lahat ng malaki na nakikita natin, whether good or bad, always start small. Yung bilyong-bilyong nakawan, yung bilyong-bilyong kickback, bilyong-bilyong ghost project, hindi naman nagsimula yan, nag-billion ka agad. Simula yan sa maliit lamang. And that's, I don't know if ironically or what, but that's also where I grow. Kasi kung ang problema natin ay apektado tayo lahat tayo may paano may na-contribute dito sa problema natin malakihan. Ang ibig lang din sabihin nun, ang solusyon, nasa ating lahat din. And this is the importance of what we're trying now to do, and I hope all of our agencies and office will try moving forward to engage our citizenry, to engage ordinary people who may not be working in government per se, but who deeply care about our government, or Filipinos like you and me. Kaninong tubig ba ito? Pwede ko bang gawin ito? Kasi naman may hali ito ang kailan ko. Para ko. Pasensya natin. Salamat po. Excuse you. Ano na nga sinasabi ko? Ang grabe. Okay na siguro yun. Tapos na. Kung nasa lahat ng problema, nasa lahat din ng solusyon. Ang maganda lang po sa nangyayari ngayon, the good thing that's happening now is that people are more aware, people care more. Yung mga kaibigan ko na dati, hindi man lang manood ng news. Ngayon, pag tinignan mo yung Facebook, yung social media nila, hindi lang social media, pumunta ka ng rally, nag-attend, gustong sumali ng CSO, nag-volunteer ngayon sa mga government monitoring work namin. Ito yung siguro isa sa mga dapat. I believe the institution building and the laws that we made, the reforms that we're doing, we heard a lot of good things from the Supreme Court, from COA, from DPWH, we heard a lot of good developments. And leave that to them. Yan siguro isang pwede natin gawin na pwede natin pagtulungan. Let's stop our citizens. Sayang yung pagkakataon. Sayang naman whether you're from the CSO, well, obviously, kung CSO, yun na yung ginagawa ninyo. Pero kahit tayo na LGU, National Government Agencies, huwag natin sayangin yung pagkakataon, yung window of time, yung window of opportunity na ito, na, oo, galit ang tao, pero gusto nilang sumama, gusto nilang tumulong. Whether it's through education campaigns, civic education, educating people, ito dapat ang gobyerno, sanayin natin sila sa transparency, ikayatin natin sila na yung mga provision sa batas na may CSO observers tayo. Train natin sila, tulungan natin sila. Pag may monitoring tayo, hindi man tayo yan ng DPWH, tingnan lahat ng LGU, sa lahat ng nangyari, lahat ng project. Hindi naman yan kaya ng government agencies natin. It's too overwhelming, it's too much. Let's stop our CSOs. Magtulungan tayo with the end goal in mind that yes, we need to have people accountable. Yung mga sinungaling, yung mga magnanakaw, nagsabi natin kanina, sana mapanagot, makulong. That's a big part in changing our culture. But that should be our end goal. Na magbago ang mga institusyon natin, mapalakas ang mga institusyon natin, at magbago yung kultura natin bilang mga Pilipino. Na dumating tayo sa punto, sa tulong ng ordinaryong mamamayan, sa ambagan ng bawat isa, mula National Command, LGU, CSO, ordinary citizen, na dumating tayo sa punto na ang korupsyon ay hindi na katanggap-tanggap o acceptable sa Pilipinas. Pero darating din tayo. Kung magtutulungan, kung mag-aambagan tayo, if we all do our part, big or small, we will get to a point where corruption in the Philippines magiging kadiri na. Hindi normal, hindi katanggap-tanggap. At doon na tayo siguro masuunlad na. Maraming salamat. Thank you for this opportunity. God bless you.
Mayor Vico Soto,